Good morning, students. We start with our today's work. Now we will have the rest topics in the animated version forms only. What we must know is, before starting with the first phylum, that is Porifera, I would like to tell you in general about kingdom Animalia. As such, we have done classification of 5 kingdom classification for that matter. In that we have seen why we are included in kingdom Animalia and why others are also included. So we start with the first, the very basic, that is Porifera. In general, we should know Animalia, we are all multicellular, heterotrophic, right? We depend on others for nutrition. We do not have cell wall. Likewise, Animalia also, we will find few of them have backbones and few of them do not have backbones. Based on that, the division is done. First, we will be starting with the primitive ones, that is Porifera. Remember, we are all multicellular, kingdom Animalia, multicellular, no cell wall, heterotrophic means no photosynthesis is possible, right? And this is something that we should know. Now, before we start with the general characters of Porifera, likewise all the phylums will be explained in the same way. So, let us start. See, this is for not you to remember. General characters of Porifera we will be seeing. See, they are mostly marine waterfalls. What we should know, that mostly they stay in salty water, sea, oceans. Only some live in fresh water. But yes, all primitive organisms are aquatic and they are radially symmetrical or asymmetrical. Means in the circular fashion, right? Whatever is there worth explanation, I will explain that. Otherwise, it will go on like that, right? You can see the examples. All sponges are sedentary. They will not be able to move. They are multicellular animals without tissue and cellular grade of organization. This is the most important characteristic of Porifera. They are multicellular, they have many cells, but in Animalia this is the only phylum that cells are not divided into tissues and no differentiation is done. Right? Now, also what we must know, the body wall. This is not for you to know, right? So, fine. That this is for the higher level. This is not for you to know. Yes, this is something that you should know. That, but not entire thing. They are diploblastic. Di means two. Two layers are there, and in between there is this spongocele cavity which you can see, right? And what we should know is, this is the cavity wherein the food and the opening is called osculum. Through that osculum, food and oxygen will enter the sponges and along with the water current, and in the same way they would the waste and everything will go outside through the same place. So, body cavity is spongocele, opens by osculum, water is circulated by canal system. We know that, right? We have already seen that. Then, this is also not for you. You may not remember the names of the cell, but we know flow of water helps in nutrition, excretion, everything, right? And it has its skeleton, internal skeleton is there, made up of calcium. Not for you, it is only for understanding. right? So this is all that we had to do about phylum Porifera. Name has come. Most important point is name has come because it has pores on its body, right? It is spongy. It has pores on its body, so it is called Porifera. It is sedentary, multicellular, without tissue grade of organization. Cavity is there called spongocoel. There are only two layers, right? And that is all that we are supposed to know along with all these characteristics. Next we start with the next phylum, phylum Coelenterata. Now all the points given in the textbook and in this animated version would be taught, but along with that extra information will also be given. What you should know is the word Coelenterata comes from two words, coelom and enteron. Enteron means digestive tract and coelom is the body cavity. So first thing, see, all these are nothing but coelentrates. Let us see. This ones, you know this one is jellyfish, right? You know that they have jellyfish, corals, these are the examples. You can see they are mostly marine except for hydra, right? Hydra, I am sure you have seen. So, hydra, otherwise jellyfish, hydra is a freshwater water form. Otherwise, all other are mostly marine. They are free swimming. And what happens is enteron, see, it means hollow gut. Also they are radially symmetrical. They have 2 or 3 layers. Mostly they have 2 layers only, and in between jelly is present. So they are also diploblastic, but with a difference. 2 layers are there in the body, but with a difference. In between jelly is there. In that way they are different. Radially symmetrical means you can see in circular manner they would be symmetrical. And gastrovascular cavity, enteron as I told you, and same opening is there which will serve as mouth and anus, and it will be surrounded by tentacles. These are called as tentacles. Yes, they have special stinging cells called cnidocytes or cnidoblasts, which help in defense mechanism and in adhesion in case of sessile coelentrates. Means these tentacles will help in catching the prey also, and if somebody catches them, then also it would be important. It will also help in the attachment. They are carnivorous and they exhibit both extracellular digestion, that is in the cavity, as well as in the intercellular digestion, that is inside the nutritive cells of the endodermis. Now for you this much is enough, that they are 2 layered, right? In between jelly like structure is there, and same opening for mouth and anus, along with water current, food material will go inside. Mostly they are radially symmetrical, they are marine or free living, they have tentacles, they have stinging cells which helps them, right? That would be enough for the coelentrates at 9th standard level, right? So this is okay. Examples are jellyfish we saw, hydra, corals, sea anemone. These are the examples of coelentrates.